The Red Barn is located on McCortney Road, just north of North Forbes, along the side of Campfire West Lake. Until recently, it was owned by the Barrie family. Here's an interview I did with Jim.
It was up at Penn Valley, which at the Buckeye Ranch, which my grandparents owned. And in the late 30s, before World War II started, the government knew that we were going to get in World War II, so they made Beale Air Force Base a lot bigger, but it was an Army base then. So they condemned that and bought it, and my grandparents came down here and they took that barn down and brought it down here and put it up here.
Oh, okay. So do you have any idea when it was originally built? About what year?
I don't know when it was originally built, but I do know that it had a derrick fork in the top, and in its day it had a hay mow in it, so they put loose hay in it. So I'm thinking 1900 or earlier.
Okay, yeah. For who?
Months had it moved down, and the guy that moved it down here and put it back up was a guy named Mr. Holcomb, and he was a holy roller preacher. Well, Muntz was born, I believe, in 1902, and at that time the church family was established up there in Penn Valley at the Buckeye Ranch, and he grew up there, and that's what they did, is they ranched, mainly sheep. And when he came down here, they were in the sheep business. And then later on, they got in the cow business.
Yeah, I know. I remember my dad and I going up to his house up there when we used to live up at Thermaland. So I remember meeting Muntz a few times when I was a little kid, when you and I were in grade school there at Valley View and stuff. But yeah. Well, now tell me more about once your dad had it and stuff.
Yeah, we used it mainly to store hay in, and because we had the barn up here where Pop lived for the saddle horses and also to calve the heifers out in. And by the 60s, you couldn't leave anything down there because people would steal stuff out of there.
Yeah.
So we mainly used it to keep hay in.
Yeah.
And then also after Grandpa died, Pop rebuilt the corrals and changed them. And it was mainly the headquarters for the cow operation. The fences around there were heart cedar. The poles that are left there were Osage orange, and they came from the hop company over at Wheatland.
Oh, okay.
And those Osage orange poles, as long as you lay them flat, will last forever, but if you put them in the ground, they rot off right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we were admiring the timber that you guys used on the fences and stuff out there and stuff. But yeah. Well, now when did you guys when did you finally sell that corner over there?
I sold that in 2014.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I know before your dad died and stuff, when I was driving truck, I think I hauled cattle out of there 3 or 4 times. You know, I know it.
Oh, yeah.
At least that.
Yeah, you hauled cows out of there because I loaded you several times there, and then your dad hauled cows out of there a lot.
Yeah.
That was part of the ranch. I don't really know where the ranch headquarters was up there, but that was part of the Buckeye Ranch, yes, right past the end of Spenceville.
Oh, okay. So you were just right there on the edge. I know, because I was friends with old Bill Peckham when he was alive, and I know he still kind of was upset about having their place taken and stuff. And then, I guess he said that they'd always said that they would be able to buy it back, but then when it come time to that it opened up, either the property was in Spencerville Wildlife Refuge or it went on public auction, and it was beyond the price that the people could pay.
Well, they told all the owners that once the war was over, they could buy it back. And then when it got time to do that, they put it up for auction.
Yeah.
And that was the first half of it, including our old ranch. And Wilbur May bought ours. He outbid Grandpa and Uncle Chandler on it. But then after that, the rest of them sued the government over that sale. And so the rest of it, which is what's the wildlife area now, the Army donated to another branch of the service, who in turn donated it to the Fish and Game. So all those people got a screwing it away.
Yeah.
And actually, my dad's family, their ranch was part of that, and it's right in the middle of the Fish and Game. And my great-grandparents are buried out there. When we left for the mountains, we would open the barn doors and tell Charlie Davis we wanted that barn filled with hay. And when we got back in the fall, the doors would be shut and that whole thing would be full of hay, clear to the doors, piled clear up into the rafters, and you'd have a hell of a time getting the first few bales out of there.
Wow.
They'd have that so full.
Wow, yeah.
Well, you know, your dad and Herbert might have hauled hay into that barn. I know they hauled hay into the barn up here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I know Dad, we were doing that for a while and stuff, and fortunately I was too young. You know, I can't say I didn't. I got out of doing hay because I filled the other barns when I was older every time. Where was your guys' summer grazing? That was up in Sierra Valley, wasn't it?
No, where you came to was Hay Press Camp, and that permit basically went from Weber Lake to the other side of Jackson Meadows Lake to Yuba Pass.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I remember there was one time I came up and then we visited with you guys, and then you and I stayed up there when I was a little kid, and then drove back in a couple of days later and stuff after you and I had been running around up there in the hills.
That's right. Yeah, that was at Hay Press Camp.
Okay.
And that was where we stayed there in the summer. Then the other camp was down there the other side of Jackson Meadows Lake, and that was English Dam. And that Grandpa usually stayed at that one.
Okay.
And then there was another one that we used to move in when we first got there sometimes out at Ahart's, and that was Louise Ahart's dad had that one. And we rented some private ground from them and had a camp there.
Okay, yeah.
But where you guys came to was Hay Press Camp. And you stayed overnight or a couple of days with us, and then we brought you back down.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, boy. How many head of cattle were you guys running back then?
We used to go to the mountains with 600 cows.
Yeah.
Because we used to put bells on all of them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I swore up and down I'd never bell another cow, and then 2 years ago we got this little handful of cows here, and Stephanie bought me 10 bell straps for my birthday, so we belled our own cows here. So we got, I think there's 8 out there now with bells on them.
Yeah.
I had kind of forgotten, but you can tell a lot with those bells on those cows what they're doing. If you just go out and listen, you can tell if they're feeding or they're going somewhere or they're laying around or what.
Yeah.
And I can remember when I was a kid, up in the mountains, we'd ride out on them ridges and listen off in them canyons for bells. And if you heard bells down there, you usually ride off there and go around them. But sometimes you'd hear them bells start to leave, and Pop would send the dogs, and they'd go off the ridges like jet airplanes going down there. And the next thing you heard was cows bawling and timber cracking and bells coming back towards you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, God, those are the days. It sure, it's definitely different now,
Oh, yeah. Well, up there in those mountains, we used to keep cows out of those big meadows and save them to gather into, and then scatter them all over that range in little meadows and whatnot. And I guess the few cows that go up there now, they actually have those meadows fenced, and they have to stay in the meadows. They can't use the whole rest of that damn thing.
I'd like to thank Jim Barrie for his time on this interview. Jim's a real cowboy. If you like my barn series or other videos, visit my YouTube page. Just search for Dave Lightfoot.